What's happening, guys? My name is OTG and I'd like to welcome you back to Sergio Davilo's journey, episode number 23 in Shanghai, China, for what looks to be a disappointing race for Sergio. He doesn't like this track. He qualified in 10th. He didn't actually go out on a set of tyres. He had a tactical plan because he hates his track so much. He wanted to go out, fresh tyres, see how he could do. And I don't blame him because this has been a bogey track for Sergio. And obviously, as you may know, if you're smart, I'm driving. So this is a bogey track for me personally. I'm not a big fan of this track. Can't get the setups and braking right. I've never enjoyed it, and neither has Sergio. In the Ferrari, though, he needs to impress and score some solid points for the team. His his grid position, is 10th. He's between Grosjean, Perez, as you can see there, Button, and also the sailboat of Nico Hulkenberg. As 5 lights go out, and the man with the orange helmet and the Brazilian flag gets off to a very good start compared to Romain Grosjean now, getting side by side and actually getting ahead of him. So a fantastic start, but Grosjean battling back there, and you can see Hulkenberg and Button going side by side, and he just slips up the inside, avoiding contact with Jenson Button, then having a little bit of contact with Nico Hulkenberg. There's Raikkonen, Hamilton, and Webber all around him, but he goes around the outside of Hamilton, but there's Raikkonen as he slips up the inside of Raikkonen, who has gone a little bit wide, battling with Sebastian Vettel. Vettel, Alonso, and Rosberg all seem to be pushing away now, but Sergio needs to grab up the inside now. Here's Vettel. He's up the inside of Sebastian Vettel, and he gets the move done cleanly as you like. Then at the end of lap 1, Nico Rosberg getting wide on the hairpin. Sergio trying to take advantage now as he battles with his teammate Fernando Alonso. Goes around avoiding the Bollard, getting a little bit wide, but that doesn't compromise his exit too much. Rosberg, though, has got a little bit left over curves and will use it as all 4 of these cars now trying to pull away from the pack so we can see where the 4 main drivers are going to be from. Breaking into that corner now, taking a wider line, which gives him a better exit into the second part, giving him more acceleration and traction. But that compromises his second part of the corner, which leaves a gap for Sebastian Vettel, but Vettel decides against going up the inside. Nico Rosberg now and Fernando Alonso starting to pull away, and Vettel backing. I can't say what's the word. Edging closer to Sergio as then he goes up the inside of Nico Rosberg, using the track wisely, leaving some for Nico, and he's up the inside of Nico, and so Sebastian Vettel, the opportunistic German, has taken a position away from his fellow German. Now on lap 4, entering the pits, braking with these destroyed tyres, almost hitting a wall there, so that's going to compromise some time for him, but he should come out very clearly ahead of Romain Grosjean. Now entering the pits, what sort of time is he going to get? So he's 6.9 seconds off the pace going into the pits. Obviously he's 1.9 seconds behind Hamilton as he enters the pits, and 2.1 seconds as he crosses the line to Romain Grosjean. Now going under the Rolex sign and the UBS sign. Is he going to come out into mass traffic? Let's hope not. As he exits the pits, there's a few cars there, but none of them are too close to him that they could compromise his race completely. So he's done a great job between Vitaly Bottas and Paul di Resta, and there's a pack of slow moving cars. In fact, there's a massive group of slow moving cars that he could battle with, but he'd much rather just stick behind on this 50% race and just let them battle it out themselves. 2 seconds off of Vitaly Bottas. Hopefully he'll get the move done now. Moving on to lap 6, sorry, he's up into 9th position after some pit stops. Kimi Raikkonen hasn't got past him. He's a massive gap away from him. Vitaly Bottas now with DRS, no curves needed, he breezed past, or with the prime tyres compared to the option tyres. Vitaly Bottas yet to pit, of course. Now, breaking into the corner, getting the braking right, the next car ahead is a Toro Rosso of Daniel Ricciardo, but he'd be stupid to go for the move now, as it looks like Daniel is going to be entering the pits, as there's a car that's gone past now. Who is that? Is that Sebastian Vettel? Has Vettel jumped him? We're going to have to wait and see. There's definitely a car that hasn't entered the pits. Fernando Alonso has exited the pits. There's a car now exiting now, and who is it? It is, I believe, Lewis Hamilton, if I'm correct, as we come across. Who is it? It is Lewis Hamilton. So Vettel and Hamilton have jumped Sergio in the pit stop stages, shunting him down to 4th position, and he's going to have to try and battle his way for a nice solid grid position. But he has to battle hard and strong as he now goes on to lap 8. Sergio going to have to try his very hardest, because he goes across and he hits the Bollard, and that is a gutter for him. He had a massive gap to Romain Grosjean, who he was trying to manage the tyres well, Sergio, and that spin has actually kept him in 4th position though. But sadly for Sergio, it has kind of let in Romain Grosjean, who is now 2.7 seconds, and Hamilton is 11.3, who he was gaining on now on lap 12. battling with both Grosjean and Raikkonen. The Lotus boys are there. There's actually a very wide variety on track as Sergio enters the pits for his second pit stop. He goes wide into the gravel now, but he holds position. He's been ghosted. Luckily, no one's coming into the pits to go through him. This is one of the features I dislike about the game. They have to ghost cars, which means then cars can speed through him, and it doesn't make it realistic when he just loses pointless positions from poor braking and tyres. Now, exiting the pit, setting on a brand new, fresh set of prime tyres, a 3.196 second time. On lap 13 now, he's going to have to try and push to score some points. Down in 14th position, Vitaly Bottas is overtaking him, and Daniel Ricciardo, it doesn't look like it because Ricciardo is 19 seconds behind. But he's come out in a solid 15th position, easily able to get some points today if he puts his mind to it. On lap 14 now, seeing the pit exit using DRS. What car is that? That's in fact Kimi Raikkonen. So Kimi Raikkonen has got him, but he's now going up the inside. He can't get it, so he slips onto the outside. Then, just slip in behind Kimi Raikkonen. Who will get the better exit out of that corner? It seems to be Kimi Raikkonen, but Sergio, using his curves to his advantage, trying his best to catch up with the flying Finn. Going into the sharp braking corner, sharp right-hand corner, going down the first gear, 50 miles an hour, sticks his hand in the air as Kimi Raikkonen forgets he's there, and he gets the move nicely done, braking late, effective for Sergio Davilo now. Honestly, he needs to keep it up. On lap 17, Kimi Raikkonen continuously battling him behind there. Mark Webber's gained him, and Kimi Raikkonen going for the move. Very risky move. Sergio he's not side by side, so Sergio hasn't got to leave him room. He wasn't wheel to wheel, but I think it was a little bit harsh to give him a penalty for such a feeble overtake with -1 lap of fuel. He's now got to protect against Nico Rosberg, a driver who was in second position at one stage. He's dropped down to 7th. Hulkenberg up into 5th, and he does exactly the same as last time, spinning on that corner, losing places. He's down in 8th position. There's Jenson Button, who for some reason isn't overtaking because of the restricted overtaking. Sergio then darts over to the right to defend against Esteban Gutierrez, taking the racing line now and just breezes into the corner with -1 lap of fuel. But Jenson Button going for the move, and he just blocks off Jenson Button cleanly and fairly, and that is Sergio. Surely got 8th position. 7th position is where he wants to finish though. He's going to have to keep up the good work, but later on lap 18, going up onto the wide right-hander, braking a little bit late into the corner, losing the rear. The tyres are destroyed, and he completely misses, and the braking and his tyres are destroyed. He couldn't get the turning in time, and he just has decided enough is enough for today. He's asked the guys if he can give up. He wasn't going to gain positions. He was going to be shunted down to about 15th or 16th there. Sergio has decided to retire from this race. I can't blame him. It's been a horrible day for him. Penalties, he wouldn't have got any points anywhere. He would have just been battling for maybe 17th, 18th, and that's not where he wants to be. He'd much rather take an early shower, have a nice cold bath. I don't think he'd have both, but obviously he's probably mega rich now driving for Ferrari. But guys, disappointing day for Sergio. But next up, he moves himself to Bahrain for the Bahrain Grand Prix in Shakir. Guys, thank you for watching. My name is OTG. I'll see you guys in the near future for some more news, views and information. And of course, Sergio Davilo's journey very, very soon. Bye guys.